Well, I was born and raised in South Bend. I went to Thomas Jefferson Elementary School and John Adams High School. I graduated from Indiana in 1954 and then Michigan Law School in 1960. In between those, I was in the service. And upon graduation from Michigan, then I came to Chicago and worked in Chicago for 10 years before coming to Elkhart. And I came here to Elkhart in 1970. I was very, very impressed with all the business activity taking place in Elkhart. It's a very entrepreneur type community, and I was very impressed with that. And I was very impressed with the law firm that I was going to be joining, and it turned out to be very worthwhile for me. I enjoyed it, professionally and also community-wise. Being a lawyer, I met a lot of different people and a lot of community leaders. A group of us had been talking about a community foundation, but we didn't have an executive director. We needed a full-time director, and we needed an office space. So the idea just kind of died. And then one day, Bill Myers, who was a senior vice president at the First National Bank, called me and wanted to know whether I would be helping him, would be willing to help him in organizing a community foundation. Bill was retiring, and so he wanted to become the executive director. And thanks to Tom Dustemer, who was the chairman of the board at First National in those days, was also a recipient of this award, gave us office space, rent-free. That was the big thing. We were on our way then. We just got out and was talking to people and explaining the purpose of a foundation. A foundation is where people leave their assets, and the income from those assets then is distributed each year to the betterment of the community. So and a foundation is a long-range type of organization. Through my experience with various organizations like the Salvation Army and the YMCA, I was the president of the Symphony Board for a while, and there are various other organizations. And I think then I realized that it just kind of developed that to the extent we can make sure these organizations stay around and prosper, each year the income from those assets will be used for community purposes, welfare, anything, especially long-range type things. And building up the junior achievement would be a good example. It's to give money to organizations that are really going to help everybody in the county on a permanent basis, year after year after year. My training as a lawyer helped me do that, and the knowledge that I accumulated. And organizing the foundation just kind of came natural because of my legal experience and drafting documents that are needed, and also seeing that it gets qualified as a charitable organization. And Bill Myers saw that. That's why he came in and asked me to join him. We were very successful, and the Elkhart Foundation then became one of the best in the whole state of Indiana. I don't think there's a fund drive that takes place in Elkhart without the involvement of the Community Foundation, and that's how important it's become. And so it's been very heartwarming, as far as I'm concerned, to see how important it has become. That is probably the most gratifying, as far as I'm concerned. I feel very honored. Art was a very important, not only a businessman, business-wise, but very important to the community. And to receive an award named after Art is very honorable. I appreciate that very much.